Give us your best Mrs. Kim impression.
Leave! That's all you get.
That's good.
If you want more, you have to pay me. Hi, I'm Keiko Agena.
I'm Emily Kuroda.
And this is A Conversation. What do you think Mr. Kim has been up to all these years?
He was probably a minister, and he was like walking through Korea, turning everybody into Christians. That's what I think he was doing.
You know what? It's funny because we never do these kinds of things like this conversation. So we've actually never discussed this,
right?
And I kind of think it's fascinating as actors. We're both actors, but that we never did that. We never went. Emily, where do you think Dad is? But I will say that I always felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you're not on the same page, but I always felt like we knew, and that Amy knew too. And to be honest, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought he's traveling. Dad is out preaching the word of God.
How does it feel when Asian Americans tell you that Lane was the first person they saw on TV that looked like them while growing up?
Well, this actually has evolved over time. I think when the show was on and when I first heard that, I was very dismissive of it. It seemed weird to me. It seemed like too much, and I almost didn't believe it. But now I think I'm able to relate more from their point of view, because I'll see Constance Wu on Fresh Off the Boat, or I'll see. So I'm having that experience. I'm like, oh my God, Asian people. Yeah. like that, like you clap.
Yeah. But I do understand what you mean about the seeing Asians on TV.
Yeah, nowadays. Yeah. There's more.
There's more, but I still get all excited and I lean forward and I clap. Even if they're an extra.
I know, even if it's a horror show. Oh my gosh, this is Asian!
Yeah.
How did you manage to portray a Korean immigrant parent without falling into stereotypical trappings? That's a good one.
The first time I hit set, and I was, no, or was it in the audition? Then Amy said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm being a lady from Korea. She goes, no. Just
okay, you probably will say no, but can you do the other version?
What? No, that ain't no sugar, no wheat. That's what I got. What is it? What is it? I was a Korean.
Oh my God, I love it.
I know.
That's bad. One sentence topped answers. Lightning round.
Actor you'd love to play your mom besides me.
Dave Chappelle. Favorite character you've played?
Mrs. Kim. Team Zach or Team Dave Rickles?
Oh. No comment. Actor you'd love to play your daughter besides me? How rude! You guys are so rude!
Dave Chappelle.
Okay, good.
Making people laugh, making people cry.
Making people laugh. Pet peeve while on set.
Somebody who's in my eyeliner.
It's a callback. You guys don't get it.
Your job if you weren't an actor.
Executive secretary to someone rich and powerful that I secretly poison. Favorite person you'd play in a biopic?
Keiko Agena's mother.
Yay! Oh my God, we won. Woo! We won this.
The
questions were horrible.
I'm kidding about eyeline. I just realized after I said it, oh, that's an inside joke. I really don't mean it.
One of my favorite moments on the show for sure is a scene that we had together when the floorboards are finally all up. Do you remember that scene? Yeah. A lot of people will ask, what's it like being on a television show, and there's some limitations to television, but what I've always thought is that I appreciate that, at least in our case, Amy let us have a journey to go through.
Yeah.
Where that in the arc of our relationship together, that was a very pivotal moment where all of the years of lying and sneaking and conniving and trying not for the top not to blow off. That's like Lane's main goal.
Yeah. It is rare in the history of TV, I think, to see Asian characters be able to have an arc. You know, I mean, you've got the Asian character, but they're often like without family, or they're the geek, or they're the but these characters got to grow and change over the course of 7 years, which I really am appreciative of.
Even though there's so much comedy on top of it, and there's a lot of comedy about these characters, and there's a lot of stuff that's over the top, but the bottom line is that both of us, the feelings that we had for each other as mother and daughter were always very real to me, and I knew that they were real to you, so that you're able to go on the journey with these two people, because that part's not fake. I do think it's interesting that because we might have, I think it's similar, but what your college experience was like as an Asian American, being interested in acting before you got to college, and then what was it like for you?
I was brought up in the only, and I was in theater, but then...
Because you grew up in Fresno.
I grew up in Fresno, California, and I was studying theater, and my advisor told me I had to teach, but I said I wanted to act, and they said, that's not an option for you.
That person flat out said that to you.
That I could not make a living acting. So I went into the teaching program.
What is this person's name? And what is their email address?
Oh, he's gone.
Okay.
And how about your story, Keiko?
Yeah, it's a little bit similar. Where I grew up in Hawaii, and it's majority Asian people there. And so I grew up thinking, I can play anything. And I did. You know, I play Puck, or I play Alice in Alice in Wonderland, or what other things as a kid. And then it didn't dawn on me till I got to college that if I'm auditioning for this older play, which all plays are old at that time, you know, where it's 3 English women, they might not cast me for a reason that's other than if you're right for the role or not. And it was that late in life where I went, I'm Asian. What am I gonna do? But I went into behind the scenes stuff in college for lighting, because you said you were a lighting major. Yeah, and I did that. I was, if I had not left college after that first year, I was being asked to be the head lighting tech. But it was because of that. It was strictly, not because I had lost my love of acting, but it was me going, they're doing Grapes of Wrath. I could audition, but I'm not gonna. And I took myself out of all of that space, because I couldn't see it in my own mind. Like, I couldn't see me on stage and understanding why I'm there. What did your family think of you going into this profession?
My family, we're so poor, because my mom was from Japan. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so she was working piece work at a sewing factory because she didn't speak Japanese.
Wait, she didn't speak Japanese?
I mean, she didn't speak English, really. And then my dad, after the war, because the war, he was going to Stanford. He was a med student, but after the war, all that went away, so he became a vegetable farmer. So he had to work 24/7, and my mom would work in the sewing factory with other immigrants for 10 cents a piece, and then come home and wash vegetables and everything, and pack the vegetables for the thing. So they actually didn't care what I did.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have 2 brothers.
Are they older than you?
They're younger.
Oh, they're younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we didn't have that on us.
Did you end up being the caretaker?
A
little bit? Yeah, because they're working all the time.
They're working, so I had to cook and clean and all that stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you kind of grew up sort of fast.
Yeah.
Is that why you think, this is a stretch, but that you naturally fall into that kind of older paradigm because you grew up, you're forced to almost?
I don't know. Firstborn females have this stuff on our shoulders.
What do you mean?
Oftentimes, I read, we're perfectionists. We're hard on ourselves. We're, I don't know. It's true, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we both
nodding
have that.
Agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah. What year did you start?
I started in 1978.
1978. That's when you moved to Los Angeles. Oh, okay. So a lot has changed because I moved here in 93, a little bit around there. Mm-hmm. Because how are you now about jobs and work, and has it changed? Or your philosophy is the same of let's work when there's work?
Yeah, but I think we have to... I've always said things if things seem kind of racist or whatever. Mm-mm-mm. And I got pissed off at actors who would the next day say, can you believe it? They did this and this, or they wanted me to do this and this. I'm like, well, did you say anything yesterday? And they didn't. Because often I will say something and they apologize and we fix it. So I think people are open to listening. We just have to work with them instead of against them. Yeah. And I think that's why we've gotten to where we are now, which is a much better place, I think.
In your experience, do you vocalize those feelings would you, because a lot of people only get to the audition stage. Like, would you say something in audition, or would you wait for, like in the casting, and then in the casting, do you say something at the table read, or like when they were already starting to film, or what's your experience like, or whenever the opportunity comes?
Yeah, because once they wanted me to be a madam. So, it said, I was supposed to dress, I was younger then, dress all like sexy and everything. Yeah. And I said, no, I'm a businesswoman. Oh. So my agent called them and they said, she's going to do it like this. And they go, no. If she's going to do that, tell her not to come in. So I didn't go in.
Yeah. Oh, but you went right off the bat. You're like, no, this is how.
Right. And, but,
no, that's true.
Doesn't change anything though.
No,
so
but it does change things though, because I think what you're saying is true, is that somebody has to say something, whether it's you're a writer in the writer's room and you happen to be the only Asian person or whatever, but it's at some point you have to make your voice heard, so it's going to not always help you push your career forward, but perhaps it's on the whole, it's changing the conversation and changing the dynamic of it. This is Keiko Agena
and Emily Kuroda.
And this has been a conversation.
Very good.
This he likes. This is the one he's going to use.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
That's